Okay, so I feel like, yeah, they exactly that. They wanted to make sure they have a way to win a team fight and take objectives, or if Secret are playing the split push game and are saying, oh, we're going to avoid your team fight, they can now punish it through having a Lash. And it does look like that puts General onto the offlane Sand King in theory, unless we're seeing some kind of a core Lash. Secret's last pick is going to be a more team fight oriented hero in the Centaur, giving them the Stampede as well. Not an amazing game for Stampede by any means. Like, I don't feel like any of these heroes benefit from it all that much. Weaver has Shikuchi regardless as a carry, and Voka can generally rely on his position, his Yules, his Blink, his items to maneuver around a fight, but something that does give them a guaranteed way to start a fight off, which sometimes Secret have lacked.
The Centaur Stampede is going to look real lackluster if it...
Past this observer. Puppey sees it's empty, and there we go. Oh, they're bit slow.
Yeah, they were just... That coordination was not great. They still managed to hit the stun, though. Telekinesis pull back. Could they actually finish him off, though? They can't body block him, so there's no real way for General to be able to close that gap quickly. The dust is going to wear out, and a fresh invis laid down. They are going to try and keep going. Jesus Christ! All right, it's both sentries down and the dust. They did get that first blood.
Bottom with a Centaur, like Centaur bounty can't fight this 2v2. There isn't really an obvious lane for Puppey to help. Perhaps the best one he could have done is perhaps top. Oh, mid. Skewer back. Mid one. Then Ghost Walk. Wasn't quite in the tower with that skewer. Really nice attempt with that telekinesis. A mid one. Yeah, he'll still be okay. That dust coming out.
Here by RMN. Very low chance, but he might be able to get this kill. If he hits the stun, now has to pop the Diabolic Edict afterwards with the extra nuke or the Phase Bolt. They might still be able to get this kill. Puppey comes in, soaks up some of the damage, tries to get some return kill onto RMN.
Nice move from RMN, make sure he still gets the kill, and yeah, this lane's looking very good. Icat not exactly farming amazingly, but he's got 11 CS against what should have been a tough lane, and they're going for it again in mid.
Round 2, no TP here. This time mid one will just throw out the tornado and try and run back, but it looks like they may have the damage anyway. Pylai Die stops the last right click. Dendy, can you get it? 2 seconds? No, the shockwave's not going to be there in time. In fact, Biver may end up going down. Pylai Die is just beating him. A new one. Dendy. Much to stop that, so this
to help him get that kill. Just couldn't quite get it. Nice attempt from Navi, and losing just his support for all those rotations isn't all too bad for them, considering the other lanes where they've taken the T1 bottom tower. They've almost got a kill onto KheZu. He's gonna be forced to hoof stomp himself out of there, and with the stun coming up, RMN still wants this.
But he just happened to hit Puppey while he's in biz too, so Puppey couldn't even get a whole lot of damage. Are actually getting an early lead thanks to the Bounty Hunter's presence, but it's actually been quite the opposite. Not managed to accomplish nearly as much as the Navi supports. Now with a triple stun combination, they'll pick up Puppey as well, 4-1. MP, maybe, with a Sunstrike. RMN. Oh, his TP was just about to complete. Oh. It was so close, but not close enough.
And Biver does not have a TP, so do not see a good escape for him. Does have a telekinesis. Push MP back, but no TP still.
General, he would have to be there just to give Biver a chance, and he doesn't want to risk.
He didn't have any points in Sandstorm, so it was like, you go in, you're committed there. So he falls back. Navi going to smoke up. They've got the level 6 on Pycat, so he may not have any farm, but they still feel like they can use this trio to find a kill, ideally on the Invoker.
They're not going to be able to clip Puppey with that one. They may still be able to bring mid one down. They'll hit the stun as the Chronosphere fades back, and there's going to be a lot of Secret heroes to be able to respond. Dendy does manage to get a really good RP, though. No turnaround, though. RMN is going to get burned out from the Ignite. Unfortunately, would have been a nice combo stun, but Dendy mostly there using the RPs. Oak, he still be successful. It's been popped on NP, but Pylai Die is in position to make a goal here on RMN. RMN has his ult out, so at least he'll get some damage in return. Might be enough to actually kill Pylai Die, with the Diabolic Edict damage still going out, and a Shockwave coming in from Dendy of his rotation. They do get a turnaround one support for...
All right. Not all too bad. Navi did bring the Magnus in for that, although it looked like Dendy was just in the neighborhood farming anyways. He's gone back for an Iron Talon, going to be rushing an Echo Saber. He's going a more farm-oriented build himself, where he can actually dish out some good damage. And Cronus here at bottom, they've caught MP.
Oh, look at that, General.
Oh, great play. Yeah.
It's the Caustic Finale creeps, and it is, I think you're right in saying Navi have done good enough in the laning phase. They can push this advantage, and better for you. Getting you some damage. They're going to be able to get the epicenter combination onto KheZu. KheZu does have the Hood of Defiance, but this much magic damage is still going to overwhelm him. Now, Sunstrike comes in, unfortunately, on the wrong target. General will be able to tank it, and he lives through it all.
TP mid, they want their shrines. MP is camped on the high ground. General. Uh-oh.
General's going to be gone on. He's definitely dead. Dendi is still in the neighborhood, but not going to make the rotation up. I thought maybe we... Seems like as time has gone on, it's been the Magnus who hit it from the most. Pycat is going to be gone on here. There goes that Aegis. Secrets are going to try and make another go here. Now, they do not have the Stomp, but they will have the track to be able to keep up a Pycat, it seems. Chronosphere laid out. He's going to go and try and get to the other side, but KheZu's on top of him. Does manage to get the link. And Pycat's TP.
Play from Secret to get themselves, I mean, kind of back in this game. They're not really that out of it. They're just playing the slower paced game. They're playing the farm game. So it kind of appears, I guess, on the surface, they're like, oh, Navi's doing more. They're pressuring the lanes. They're the ones who are initially getting more of the kills. But Iron Man at top.
Sunstrike will finish him off.
Great combo, yeah.
Bivver does manage to steal the Stomp. That will lead into General hitting a stun as well. But KheZu is very tanky. He's got Hood of Defiance as well as a point booster. Bivver's now going to be blasted down by mid one. Double kill for them. Also track kills going the way of Secret. General's now been spotted. Great tornado from mid one. He does manage to get a Burrow Strike TP out. But Navi, they actually are getting kind of run around, and they got a lot of tier 2 damage there in the bottom lane. General's going to go for an epicenter on a Pylai die. Now, this time around, it doesn't look like a Stampede will save him, but in the end, it's Pylai die. That guy's literally known for dying. He's okay. Pycat actually jumping forward away from the Hood Stomp. They're going to be controlled up by the Cold Snap, though he's too far forward and gets picked apart. Secret.
That is a big concern. There's been a few kills onto the Lesh who really need some farm progression as well to turn into at least a pseudo core and be a bit tankier and hard to deal with. And Navi may lose General as well.
Yep, Sunstrike, Meteor, mega kill streak for mid one. This Invoker.
It's like a second Bounty Hunter. That's the crazy thing. Yeah. It's the Bounty Hunter without the spells. But right now, Bounty's main job is to scout out enemies and set up kills for his team. That Mud Golem does the same thing with no risk of it dying. Like, if it dies, you don't lose anything. If Puppey dies, it's a bigger deal. And if the Golem finds someone, then Puppey can then go in and follow it up for a track. So you can really see the power of the Helm of the Dominator in use, and why Puppey wants to go for it on his Bounty Hunter.
Thought he could push into the dire jungle. Maybe that was miscommunication. Maybe he thought his allies were him and they were just going to charge into the dire jungle. And case they stay on the shrine. One is scattered around the Roshan area, knowing that this is probably going to be part of the game. Able to get an initiation on a Pylai die, so one support picked off, the other one may not die here. KheZu actually managed to get the stun onto Dendi. Dendi invised up, but they do have the vision of him. He starts getting away. Nice Chronosphere. Pycat locking in 4. They're going to be able to get the Burrow Strike off that with the RP. 4 down from Secret. That'll open up Roshan finally. It wasn't Dendi who found the initiation, but Pycat who redeems himself with a game-changing ultimate.
Secret gonna have to be careful. I mean, they've had like a good streak of getting pickoffs and like without getting caught in that big team fight combo, but that's gonna make them think maybe twice. Now back to the split push. Use the Stampede as a saving tool. It's an Ag Stampede, so you've got that damage block if like one of your cores like a Weaver or Invoker gets gone on. It can block the damage while perhaps getting them out to safety. But immediately upon winning that fight, Navi is back, pressing forward, have RP back up. The Epicenter, the Chrono back up in 15 seconds as well. Navi want to force this.
Mid one pops his head out. That is nothing more than a tornado to dispel that double damage that was sitting on Pycat. They are going to try and come forward here. They do manage to hit the stun. Pycat doesn't actually get off the BKB fast enough, but he does have that second life. MP, he gets off a BKB his own. He actually charges forward here through Navi's lineup, trying to go on for Bivver here, but he does get that was a well-timed bash, and RP almost finishes him off, but Dendi does manage to hold on to it as the time lapse completes. Dendi with his Shadow Blade in a position. Nice double stun out from General on the Puppey and Pylai die. That telekinesis is going to be thrown into Pi. They are going to get that 2-man Chronosphere. Now Dendi still waiting for his opportunity to catch some of the cores. The supports are going to end up going down. Finally, the RP's laid out. It's going to be on mid one. They want to stop this big damage dealer. Another great Burrow Strike out from General. Hits KheZu as well on this side. Can they hit it with the skewer? They've got him. Bowls right into him. KheZu going to be stopped from being able to TP out. That will be a track kill for Navi since Bivver had that one stolen away from Puppey. 4 down from Secret once again.
General's going for the epicenter bottom. He wants MP. He'll get him, I think.
No, MP, is that going to be? Oh my God! It's
so
the last bit of damage. He gets the time lapse off. So many to utilize.
I think it was a very clear team decision from Navi as well, because Dendi stayed there invis while Pycat was fighting in the Chronosphere. Dendi didn't even try and come out to use a single spell or throw any damage until he saw Invoker. His entire game plan that fight was to just find an RP mid one. If you get mid one plus other heroes, great. If you don't, doesn't matter. As long as he RP'd mid one, that was his job that fight. Pycat's job was to start the fight. Chrono, 1, 2 heroes, however many you can get, to bait mid one in. And they pulled mid one in, he gets taken out. And once mid one's dead, any damage output in Secret's fight is completely reduced to next to nothing. The Invoker is really the majority of their team fight, and Navi are ready to go again. They've got ultimates once more.
No Generals in here. Do they really want to make this initiation? They don't manage to catch Pycat. They do hit General and blow him up with a Meteor. Now, the ultimate's going to be laid out by Pycat. He's trying to finish off MP. Does he have the damage? No, the time lapse goes off again. He gets a bash, though, double bash, and he does manage to finish off. KheZu going to be caught by a Burrow Strike. Puppey's up next. Biver right in front of his face. Looks like they're going to be able to get that kill. Nice turnaround by Puppey. That's a track kill as well. But in the end, Rubik is the only one who goes down, and Secret lose 3. Again, choosing to fight into Navi. Are they going to do it again and again and again?
Dendi's got the RP.
But all the items in the world won't change the fact that Dendi is very clearly trying to play a neutralizer role. If they can catch Pylai Die here, the Stampede goes off, slows some of them down. They do manage to kill Pylai Die here. The RP goes out from Dendi, but not feeling comfortable. He's going to try and skewer out, blinks away. He's good. Still with the BKB. Mid one's going to try and hunt him down still. He does have the Blink Dagger and Cold Snap up, but...
We get bottom, which doesn't seem like a big kill, but it just means that once they find one more pick-off, suddenly you've got a big numbers advantage. The 5v3. Pycat wants in, but...
He's got the BKB. If he can finish off MP inside this Chronosphere, he had a hard time last time with a Burrow Strike Epicenter coming in. That'll make it a whole lot easier. Pycat jumps forward, tries to go for more here, slowing down Puppey with the time dilation. KheZu helps him out. They're going to turn, try and pull up Pycat. They've got him.
These new pickups.
Mid one looks for another pick, but Puppey does see a couple of rotating heroes. Pylai Die is going to be jumped on by the Burrow Strike. They're going to be able to follow up that stun. Biver gets picked off in the meantime. MP still trying to fight this one out with RMN with his physical damage, and now a 2-man tornado into the Sunstrike. Sunstrike not really hitting there. RMN used his own Eul Scepter to try and buy himself time, but he is still going to go down. But on the other side of things, KheZu is being very disruptive. Right in front of all of Navi, does manage to disrupt them and keep them from pursuing the rest of Secret. And it looks like they're low enough HP. They can't actually do much here. Pycat's trying to turn. Does have the Aegis, but he doesn't really have the mana to back it up. He does get a time lapse off. Does a lot of damage, but as an EMP coming in, Pycat's just going to pop the BKB, hoping to save the Aegis for another time, but a Sunstrike, ooh, a little bit too far forward. Mid one misses that one, but KheZu does manage to hit him with the Shivas. Pycat does get a little bit more distance with the time walk, but his silence comes out. Surely they're going to be able to get Pycat 25 HP. The Aegis stays alive somehow for now.
They TP out
possible. They've got the vision. General's sitting on the high ground with a ward.
They don't want to go on Pi, though.
Yeah, he's not the hero they want to go on. They do see KheZu here, and they're going to chrono KheZu. Now, trying to blow him up inside of this one, make sure he doesn't get off the Stampede, controlling him as much as possible. Dendi tries to make his initiation, but immediately gets countered. KheZu's still alive. Now he gets off the Stampede. Disaster strikes for Navi. Completely misreading how they could take down KheZu, and Dendi getting caught as he tries to make his second initiation. That'll be the Aegis, and that'll probably be a wipe here. Not sure how Pycat's going to be able to get away, especially without that Linken's. Gets instantly Scythe the Vice, just like Dendi did. And Secret, huge win. Turn it into a put.
That is... I mean, Navi had a very strong mid game, but all it took was poor fight at bottom to lose a lot of that edge they had, and now with the racks down, it's going to be Secret playing from a very advantageous position. Puppey's got the Greaves, all the teamfight pieces coming together. Pilot even gets like a casual Aether Lens for some extra cast range to make sure he can get some of his spells off.
Oh, they do get him with the Telekinesis and the Chronosphere, so NP may end up dying here, but here comes that damage mitigation. The Glimmer Cape trying to save him long enough. The bash comes out, but there goes the time lapse. Now Dendi, he needs to find a good RP to be able to save this fight, but it doesn't look like it's possible. Pycat is also going to go down. RMN, his BKB wears out towards the tail ends of his TP. He ends up getting stopped by the Scythe of Ice, and now it's Dendi and General against the Worlds.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's going to be possible for these two hold.
General gets away from mid one, but yeah, holding this Rax looks damn near impossible. Secrets, like the support items, to me is what is winning every single fight. Having these Glimmer Capes, having the Greaves, the Solar Crest. The Solar Crest on numerous occasions has kept alive whoever's been Chronosphered, and it really has been the difference maker, the fact that Puppey and Pi have done so much.
Here comes that epicenter, Burrow Strike just on the Puppey, and that's not even going to be enough to finish him off. General going to be side devised, and looks like he should go down here. Dendi makes his way back to the fountain, tries to get a skewer, but and actually latching in time, and there it is. GG called from Navi, despite a promising mid game with all those team fights and big time abilities. Navi will end up losing to Secret. Second best of 3, 2-0, and are eliminated from DAC.
Well, Navi, they had a tough group, a